They said it would never happen. For years, immigration reform in America has been nothing more than a political football, tossed around, talked about, and tossed aside. But today, everything just changed. The U.S. House of Representatives has officially passed three major immigration reform bills. And if you are an undocumented immigrant living in Texas or anywhere across the United States, you need to stop everything and watch this video right now, because what just happened in Washington, D.C. could reshape your life, your family's future, and the future of millions of people who have been living in the shadows of this country for decades. I'm your host on USA State, and this is the most important immigration update of the year. Let's break it all down. Welcome back to USA State, the channel where we break down the laws, policies, and political decisions that directly impact immigrants, families, and communities across the United States. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because we cover immigration news that the mainstream media glosses over. Today's topic is massive. We're talking about three immigration bills that just passed the House, the explosive reaction it's causing in Texas, and what it actually means for undocumented immigrants on the ground. Stay with me because we're going beyond the headlines. What just happened in the House? Let's start with the facts. The U.S. House of Representatives has passed not one, not two, but three separate immigration reform bills in a historic legislative move that caught both sides of the political aisle by surprise. Now, before you get too excited or too worried, depending on where you stand, let me walk you through exactly what's inside these bills, because the details matter enormously. The first bill focuses on border security and enforcement. It significantly increases funding for Border Patrol agents, surveillance technology, and physical infrastructure along the southern border, particularly in Texas, which has been at the absolute center of this immigration debate for years. This bill also expands the legal authority of immigration officers to detain and process individuals at the border more quickly than ever before. The second bill is what many are calling the most controversial of the three. It targets visa overstays, meaning individuals who entered the country legally but remained after their visa expired. According to immigration researchers, this group actually makes up a significant portion of the undocumented population in the United States. This bill would create a new digital tracking system to flag and process these cases at a much faster rate. And then there's the third bill, the one that is generating the most buzz and arguably the most hope. This bill introduces provisions for certain undocumented immigrants to apply for a legal pathway toward residency. Now, this is not a blanket amnesty. Let me be very clear about that. There are strict requirements, eligibility criteria, and conditions attached. But for people who have been living here for years, working, raising families, and contributing to their communities, this bill opens a door that has been firmly shut for a very long time. Texas, at the center of the storm. Now, let's talk about Texas, because you simply cannot discuss immigration reform in America without talking about Texas. This state shares over 12 within 200 miles of border with Mexico. It is home to one of the largest undocumented immigrant populations in the entire country, with estimates ranging from 1.5 to 1.8 million people, and it is, without a doubt, the political and humanitarian epicenter of the immigration crisis. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has been one of the most vocal and aggressive state leaders when it comes to immigration enforcement. His Operation Loner initiative has deployed thousands of National Guard troops and state law enforcement officers to the border. The state has spent billions of dollars on its own border security measures, even filing lawsuits against the federal government over immigration policy. So, how is Texas reacting to these three bills? The short answer is with fierce opposition and cautious curiosity. Depending on who you ask, Republican leaders in Texas are pushing back hard on any provisions they see as providing legal status to undocumented individuals, calling it a magnet for further illegal immigration. Democratic lawmakers and immigration advocates, on the other hand, are cautiously optimistic, particularly about that third bill. Organizations across Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and the Rio Grande Valley are already setting up formational sessions and legal aid clinics to help community members understand what these bills could mean for them. What does this mean for undocumented immigrants? This is the part of the video that I know so many of you have been waiting for. If you are undocumented or if you have a family member who is, you need to hear this carefully. These bills have passed the House. But let me be real with you. That is only the first step in a very long legislative process. These bills now move to the U.S. Senate, where they face a much harder battle. The Senate requires 60 votes to overcome a filibuster, and the current political math in Washington makes that incredibly difficult. So, while today's news is significant, and it absolutely is, it is not yet time to make drastic decisions based solely on what the House has passed. Immigration attorneys across the country are urging their clients to stay calm, stay informed, and most importantly, to consult with a qualified immigration lawyer before taking any action. Do not rely on rumors. Do not pay money to notaries or unauthorized consultants who claim they can help you apply for anything right now. Protect yourself and your family by getting accurate legal advice. That said, there are some things you can and should be doing right now to prepare. First, if you have not already, gather all of your important documents, your identification, any proof of continuous residence in the United States, tax records, school records for your children, employment records, and anything else that demonstrates your ties to this country and your community. These documents could be critical in any future application process. Second, if you are eligible for any existing immigration benefits, DACA, TPS, or other programs, make sure your status is current and that all renewals are up to date. The bigger picture, why this matters. Now let's zoom out for a moment because context is everything. The United States has not passed comprehensive immigration reform legislation since 1986, nearly 4 decades ago. Since then, the country's demographics have changed dramatically. The economy has become deeply intertwined with immigrant labor, and the debate over immigration has become one of the most divisive issues in American politics. Every few years, there is a new push for reform, and every few years, it stalls out in Congress. So why does it feel different this time? Several factors are converging that make this moment unique. The political pressure from both sides of the border has reached a boiling point. The economic data is impossible to ignore. Industries from agriculture to construction to healthcare are facing severe labor shortages, and immigrant workers fill critical gaps in the American economy. And after years of record-breaking border encounters, both parties are under enormous pressure to show voters that they can actually govern and find solutions. The passage of these 3 bills through the House is at minimum a signal that the conversation has shifted. Whether that shift translates into real, lasting change, that remains to be seen. And that is exactly why channels like USA State exist to keep you informed every single step of the way. What happens next? Heat, 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 heat. Before I let you go, I want you to do 3 things right now. Number 1, share this video. Share it with your family, your friends, your community. This information is too important to sit on. There are people out there who need to hear this and don't know where to look. You could be the one who gets them the right information at the right time. Number 2, drop a comment below and tell me, where are you watching from and how are you feeling about these developments? Are you hopeful, worried, uncertain? This community is here for each other, and I want to hear from you. And number 3, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because immigration law can move fast and you do not want to be the last to know when something major happens. We have major updates coming in the days and weeks ahead as this legislation moves through the Senate, and I will be here to break down every single twist and turn. This is U.S. Immigration Hub, your trusted source for immigration news, Texas updates, and real information for real people. I'll see you in the next video. Stay informed, stay strong.